Why must they visit the 9 nether yellow springs before subduing the purifying demonic lotus flame? Continuing from the previous chapter, when the Falling Star Pavilion Pill Tower Flower Sect and Blazing Flame Valley, the 4 great factions jointly announced the establishment of the Tianfu Alliance. The entire Central Plains was shaken boiling with commotion. Countless sects and powers began to harbor thoughts of allegiance, hoping to seek shelter under this massive tree and enjoy its protection. After all, the influence of the Tianfu Alliance at this moment could only be described with 2 words: terrifyingly strong. In the future, the number of forces capable of standing against them on this continent could be counted on one hand. 3 days after the news spread, the Falling Star Pavilion became unusually busy. Leaders of numerous factions flocked in, hoping to join the alliance. However, Xiao did not need to concern himself with such matters. Due to the overwhelming workload, Honorable Feng, who had always been responsible for managing the affairs of the pavilion, was urgently summoned back by Yao Lao. Over the years, Honorable Feng and Yao Lao, one managing external affairs, the other internal, had been the key to the pavilion's prosperity. Although Honorable Feng could not compare to Yao Lao in terms of strength or prestige, his management skills exceeded him by far. Once he returned, even the most chaotic matters became orderly under his hands. As time passed, several factions successfully joined the Tianfu Alliance after rigorous selection. While the alliance was bustling with activity, Xiao found it strange that the Hall of Souls showed no major response, as though they did not care about the potential threat posed by the alliance. Nevertheless, after discussions, Xiao and the others decided to establish a specialized intelligence division. Its primary goal was to track down the locations of the Hall of Souls branch halls, and even their main hall within the Central Plains, preparing for future proactive strikes. At the same time, to prevent the Hall of Souls from once again abducting alchemists to seize their souls, the Alliance selected a group of experts to form patrol teams. Once they received a distress signal, they would immediately provide support. This measure greatly reassured the alchemists of the Pill Tower. Those who originally disapproved of the Pill Tower abandoning its neutral stance gradually came to acknowledge the benefits the Alliance brought. A month quietly passed. In a peaceful courtyard of the Falling Star Pavilion, Xiao, Yao Lao Medusa, Little Dr. Fairy, and several others finally had a rare moment to gather. The Hall of Souls still hasn't moved, if I'm not mistaken. They're waiting for 9 months later when the purifying demonic lotus flame emerges, Yao Lao said slowly. How would they even know about the purifying demonic lotus flame? Xiao frowned. He had spent over a decade collecting map pieces before learning of this information. How could the Hun clan know so easily? Yao Lao chuckled and replied, "What the Hall of Souls knows is far beyond what you imagine. This isn't the first time the divine flame has descended upon the world. With the Hun clan's ancient heritage, how could they not have records?" Hearing this, Xiao could only smile bitterly, subconsciously rubbing his forehead. If that strange light cluster in his mind turned out to be useless, his years of gathering map fragments would have been for nothing. The purifying demonic lotus flame will appear in 9 months. You must prepare thoroughly. The Hall of Souls, and possibly even the entire Hun clan, will definitely send true experts to fight for it. Therefore, our side's strength must be raised as quickly as possible, Yao Lao continued. Xiao sighed helplessly. Advancing within the Dosant realm is extremely difficult each time. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about Medusa. As a 7-colored heaven-swallowing python, as long as she has enough energy, she can reach the semi-saint realm at the fastest speed. Yao Lao smiled. There exists a sacred ground in this world that for Medusa is the most perfect place for tempering. Where? The 9 nether yellow springs of the 9 nether earth serpent clan. Yao Lao turned to Xiao. Moreover, if you intend to subdue the purifying demonic lotus flame, the 9 nether yellow springs is also a place you must visit. Why? Xiao was stunned. Is there something there that I need? Yao Lao nodded, his hand clenched, and an ancient dark red scroll suddenly appeared. This is a 9th grade pill formula that I paid an enormous price to acquire. The 9 yin yellow spring pill. This pill contains the power of extreme yin, capable of weakening the strength of the purifying demonic lotus flame, thereby increasing your chances of successfully subduing it. However, to refine the 9 yin yellow spring pill, one core ingredient is essential yellow spring blood essence. This can only be found at the deepest depths of the 9 nether yellow springs. That is why you must go. Xiao glanced at the scroll and nodded. The 9 nether yellow springs. Is it governed by the 9 nether earth serpent clan? That's right. The yellow springs is regarded as their sacred ground. Any 9 nether earth serpent that wishes to advance must immerse themselves within it. However, the waters are extremely cold and yin-based. Fortunately, you possess 4 heavenly flames protecting your body. You should be able to dive to the bottom and retrieve the yellow spring blood essence. In that case, we'll depart tomorrow. Knowing time was tight, Xiaoyan decided immediately. At dawn the next morning, Xiaoyan set out from the Falling Star Pavilion with Medusa, Little Dr. Fairy and Qing Lin heading straight toward the Beast region. With their greatly improved strength, their travel speed was now multiple times faster. What once required several days now took only half a day. Upon entering the Beast region, the group did not stop and rushed directly toward the territory of the 9 Nether Earth Serpent clan. The true headquarters of the clan lay deep underground. They were the most populous among the 3 ancient magical beast races, but because they were too numerous, their bloodline had become increasingly impure. The elders feared that at this rate within 100 years their ancient bloodline would vanish, and the clan would degenerate into ordinary magical beasts. The 9 Nether Earth Abyss served as the main passage leading into the subterranean world and was also the domain occupied by the 9 Nether Earth Serpent clan. When Xiaoyan's group appeared on the mountaintop near the abyss, he was about to use spatial strength to bring everyone inside when the sound of wind being torn apart suddenly echoed. Several figures swiftly appeared above the abyss. People from the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Xiaoyan stared in surprise, because he carried the Dragon Emperor bloodline within him. He was particularly sensitive to members of this tribe. He did not expect to encounter them here. Could Ziyan have sent them? But thinking again, Ziyan was busy dealing with the 3 great dragon kings. So how could she spare people to send here to a clan that had no particular relations with her? Xiaoyan frowned. A wave of imperceptible energy spread out from him. Through spatial vibrations, even the faintest sounds traveled back into his ears. Sent by the Dragon King. Upon hearing the title, Dragon King Xiaoyan's expression changed slightly. He knew the ancient Void Dragon tribe had been split into 4 divisions. Aside from Ziyan's eastern Dragon Island, the other 3 islands were controlled by the 3 great Dragon Kings. That title referred only to those 3. These aren't Ziyan's people. They're from the 3 Dragon Islands. What are they doing here?